So we have some good materials in. Actually, over here, um, there's a hearth in front of your fireplace, and the oak flooring wouldn't go through the hearth. And let's see, maybe that fireplace is sticking out a bit too far. So let's do that first. See how there's a little gap there? I'm going to push it back. So I'll use the align tool and go over to the face of the gypsum board and then align the, try to anyway, see if, yep, it'll let me. Okay, then I'm going to edit the boundary and just change my oak floor. Whatever this is around the fireplace is really, the oak floor wouldn't go into it. It's not important to be that precise unless you're actually going to use one of the powers of Revit, which will tell you exactly what the area of the different materials are. You would want your it's not letting me grab that. You would want your, well, I'll just do it this way then. And then come back and clean it up. Let's see. Then you would want your materials to be drawn accurately because Revit will do it's not letting me line it up there. Not sure why. Oh, no, that's not a good reason. Let's try it one more time. See, it's bringing it back to here. And when I tab, for some reason, it's not letting me use the align tool to grab this particular line. So I will move it from here back right there. And let's see if it will let me align this one. See, I can align to this line, but it won't let me align to that one. I don't know why, but rather than try and figure out what the problem is, I'll just come up with another solution. And so the oak flooring wouldn't go through the hearth because you want a non-combustible material in front of your fireplace. In the event that we get any sparks or anything coming out of the firebox, it will hit a non-combustible material. And oak flooring would not satisfy that requirement. It's definitely combustible material. Let's see, this is weird too. I'm trying to clean this guy up. Okay, I guess I already did. And then I want to clean this guy up and this guy up. Because before the line went straight through and now the oak follows that. And there's an issue there. What is it telling me? Continue sketching. I guess I didn't put a line here. Is that possible? Let's see if it's okay now. Yes, it is. So that's where the the oak really would go in that. And so now it's time to put in the finished floor material in the powder room and in the back hall service area. And look over here, you can see that my cabinet, I never pushed that all the way back, so let's do that now. This might be not, no, that's actually correct. Okay. I was going to say that I generally pick, there's two lines at the outside face, and I usually pick the second line and use that for my alignment. And I said, well, you know, the cabinet door is sticking out beyond the countertop might not be the correct thing. But if you take a look, if I highlight the cabinet, you'll see that the back of the cabinet goes right up to the gypsum board. So I guess that's the right way to do it. So in this particular case, I have a problem. And it's just a presentation problem because my countertops are drawn as tile because I wanted them to look like that for demonstration purposes because they really pop out. But now I'm actually going to make the floor tile. So I want to change this material. And I will edit in place and click on that guy. And instead of being the tile porcelain, I'm going to make it green marble. Because the green marble renders really nicely in the renderings too. So I'll just search for green. Let's see what we have. All right, great new green marble. I made my own marble. You can see that. So I'll say okay to that. And the reason I want to change the material is because I want you to be able to see the tile below. So I'll edit this in place, click on it, and instead of being tile porcelain, I'll make it whoops, wrong one. We'll go back again. Now that's a material that I custom made. Look at where my countertop goes to. So that's not good. We'll fix that right now. That's where it should go to. Everything else is looking good. We'll say okay. We'll say okay. And then I want to do the same thing on all my countertops, but I'm only going to do that over here right now, where I'm actually going to put that 4-inch porcelain tile as the flooring material. Okay, so now I can put my tile in. And there's, as I spoke of before, there's two schools of thought. One is that you would take your tile up to the toe kick of the cabinet, or I must have moved that wall because look at this stuff. Isn't in the right space either. So I'm going to push that back to the right spot. I must have. This is just a guideline. Remember way back when we put in our guidelines. So I'll take that out too. There are probably some more guidelines in there. But the school of thought is either the tile would go up to the toe kick of the cabinet or all the way to the wall. And I think that it's a better solution to put it all the way to the wall because things change in the future. Perhaps new owners would want to change something. They might look at this and say, well, that's really crazy. We want the washer, and we want one washer and one dryer, and we want it on this side, and they would get rid of these and maybe remodel this, but I would want the tile to go all the way. So underneath cabinets as well, I just think that's more appropriate. And so we will go over to architecture, floor, and now I can pick my 4-inch I'll pick the 3/4 inch tile and let's see what that looks like. So I can use the rectangle box because I know it goes from the face of the gypsum board to the face of the gypsum board. And yep, there it is. Okay, so I'll do the same thing again. Architecture, floor, use the 3/4 tile. It's going to go from the face of the gypsum board to the face of the gypsum board because the gypsum board would be installed before the tile would be installed. And here, again, let's see, I'll just draw lines on this one. Architecture, floor, and I'll draw lines to represent it. Well, you know what? I can edit this guy. So that's what I'll do. I'll just edit the boundary here. Actually, I could do that on both of them because I have to go through the doors. So change of plans here, delete that, edit this one, and then just draw, because I want my tile to go through the doors. It may or may not actually show up. A lot of these doors don't show the flooring material below them. Uh, this might be one of those examples. So this was really the proper way to show it. And there's also a possibility that people would put a marble threshold or something underneath the door, but I'm going to show it as tile. The tile would go in before the casing, so it would be underneath the casing. Wouldn't put it up against the casing. All the way to the face of the gypsum board. And we're following along, just following along the lines. This is pretty simple work here. Kind of mindless, really. Don't really have to think too much about it. If you look at the material in your bathrooms, underneath the door, you'll see that you might have a marble threshold there for the transition, and probably right here there would be a marble threshold through this archway, this bigger archway here. And I just cut it and then clean it up. And I know down here I had a crooked line. So let's see if I can align that. Yep. And let's see what Revit says about that. It says, good job. You closed all of your boundary lines. This is a closed entity. So that's looking good. We'll come back in the next tutorial and do this guy right over here. So I will end it right here.